Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
India's playing Hong Kong, that's right. Hong Kong, who qualified in the, qualifiers.
They qualified in the qualifiers?
They qualified in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
First they qualified, because as Parthiv told me, first they had to qualify for the qualifiers, and then they qualified in the qualifiers. And now they are playing against India.
Against India, main draw.
It's two big games, man. They play one against India, they play one against Pakistan, and it's India, of course, tomorrow. And we are looking at that team, and you're thinking, would they make any changes? Because there are some players who are sitting on the bench, and no disrespect to any opposition, but some oppositions are tougher than others, right? And the ones that are not tougher than others, all the players on the bench are looking and saying, come on, I want a chance. But I don't think India is going to change that 11 after one game, right?
I mean, somebody might want to rest. Somebody can rest. No, everyone's coming out of the rest. See, it is hot.
Okay.
I mean, you got to accept that, right?
Are you being naughty? Is he being a naughty?
No, not this time.
Not
this time.
No?
No. Okay. Because now I think, you see...
If you're genuinely saying that one of them might rest?
Yeah, because, most of the guys now here are the ones who are going to go to the World Cup, right? So, if it was a month or a couple of months ago when you were talking, it was a different story. You were trying out people. You're still trying.
Okay, so if we come back to the team, we know for a surety, right? But a surety in 11, right?
Yeah.
Not in squad. A surety in 11.
Yeah.
The captain, obviously, surety in the 11.
No, a surety is the ones who already played. That's the only surety.
Okay, fair enough. But, I mean, you're looking, on current form, you're looking at Hardik, of course, being a surety. You want to put him in the 11, conserve him in cotton wool and put him, right? Otherwise, Surya has been in good form. Perhaps not in few games right now. KL Rahul needs the match practice. Virat needs the match practice. They're both coming back after some rest. So then who do you actually...
Then whoever you change is not going to get to bat anyway. So he's only going to do fielding. I mean, against Hong Kong, you're not expecting a guy at 6 and 7 going to get a hit. And if they do get a hit, then,
See, we will get a valid point. No, I like that. You're absolutely right. If there's somebody at 5
somebody who doesn't want to field when bats is playing at 5-6 at the moment could take a break because, you're not going to get a hit. I mean, even as biggest fan of Hong Kong, or even if you're a person who wants India not to do well, you still won't get past that number, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at least you're hoping, but it's a game of cricket, anything can happen. So I don't think anybody who's going to bat beyond 3 is going to get a hit. So no use changing.
I'd be very happy 1, 2, 3 getting a hit, to be very honest.
Yeah, but that's all we want because this is what you need at the moment.
Yeah, Rohit, Rahul and Virat all need some. I mean, Rohit needs some runs and Rahul and Virat just need some time in the middle.
Yeah, and Surya at 4. Now we spoke about Surya not getting runs as well. So Surya at 4, and I don't see Hardik Pandya bowling tomorrow. So if he's not bowling, then no point just making him play. We know what he can do with the bat. He's high on confidence. He's fielding well. He's bowling well. So against Hong Kong, I mean, again, no disrespect, but if he's not playing, you might just say Deepak Hooda.
Yeah, Deepak Hooda. और उनको फिर हार्दिक को संडे का संडे बचा के रखना फिर.
Sunday, he can just play Sunday to Sunday.
Yeah, so Hooda fielding के लिए बोल रहा है.
Yeah,
bowling,
but
batting नहीं आने.
Bowling also.
Yeah, bowling
also.
Yeah, but no, from the only 2 people in that side who are young guys, Hooda and Bishnoi, they would want a game against anyone.
Yeah, correct.
So for them, they're not going to look at it the way we are saying, 6 is not going to get a hit, or bowler who bowls later might not have wickets left. So they're not going to be looking at that game like that. They would want an opportunity and they'd love it.
And remember last time when Hong Kong played against India, I think Hong Kong was some 160 something for no loss.
That was true. That was a one day, right?
There was a one day game.
The last Asia Cup.
Last Asia Cup, one day, where they were 160, 170 for no loss. The Hong Kong captain now got a, 92 or something.
I absolutely remember that because when that Hong Kong batting was happening, we were here in the studio and I actually left to attend a birthday dinner and I could stay there later because Hong Kong just kept batting.
Yeah, so,
it's a true story. Sometimes हम भी इंसान हैं, हमारे भी दोस्त हैं, हमें भी करना पड़ता है फैमिली के लिए कभी-कभी.
बिल्कुल.
तो हम वहाँ पे स्कोर देख रहे थे, तो 160 पर नो लॉस. चलो जी. अच्छा एक और कोर्स मंगा लो. ठीक है. No problem.
Sara game depends on how many course meal is good.
That's right. No, but it's true. They did last time. You're right.
I would still give. Another player I would like to give rest is Arshdeep Singh. He's been playing a lot of cricket. He's went to West Indies. He's bowled so many overs, and maybe get Bishnoi in. When you're playing against lesser experienced sides like Hong Kong, the rest spinner becomes a more threat. And maybe try and get Bishnoi a game maybe.
Fair enough.
What's your, because we didn't hear it from him, we discussed it on the Hindi show. We have to discuss it with Parthiv. Your call on or your reaction of Rishabh Pant not being in the 11 for the first game.
So I was surprised. There is no doubt about that why Rishabh Pant was not playing. I mean, the only thing was, everyone's debating whether Rishabh Pant should play or Dinesh Karthik should play. I feel that both of them.
Wrong comparison.
So wrong comparison. I feel Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma should open in place of KL Rahul, and Rishabh Pant should bat in the middle. There are a lot of talk about why do you need a lefty when there is two good right-hand batsmen, but you needed lefty. That's why you sent Ravindra Jadeja.
True.
Otherwise, you would have said a left-handed, right? They wanted that lefty-righty combination. Yes, good batsman is a good batsman, but you needed that thing. That's why you've sent Ravindra Jadeja ahead. Otherwise, you wouldn't have sent him. Otherwise, you would have sent Surya Kumar Yadav, your best batsman in T20 format. You got 100 against best bowling side in England. You didn't send him.
Yeah.
So you need that left-handed in between.
Yeah.
We are still trying at the moment.
Trying, but
because if you're not trying and you left Rishabh Pant out, I don't want to go there.
No, they're still trying. No, that's not a surety. Rohit has easily said that we're still experimenting.
And I believe that.
So it's not signed, sealed and delivered yet for the World Cup or for India's future T20 plans, because the team said they will carry on. And listen, if they can keep experimenting and winning, then
I just feel, I think for Virat Kohli, its opening is the best suited position. He's got so many runs playing opening for RCB, and especially I am a firm believer that number 3 depends on how openers have batted. Like, I know the first ball KL Rahul got out, but there was still 1 for 1. And he had to consolidate. But when you start from 0 to 0, you play the way you want to play.
That's right.
And then you can build your inning the way you want to build it.
आइए Hong Kong की team पे एक नजर डालते हैं. Who is their captain now? Who's captaining them now? Well, there you go. It's Nizakat Khan, who is their captain. And there's the rest of the team. Any of these, because, I mean, it looks like a very long list of bowlers over there that they have.
Yeah.
Some of them are batters. Ehsan Khan is their highest wicket taker there. Then we also, I mean, there's not too many familiar names here. I'll be very honest. There's not too many familiar names here for me.
Yeah.
I had a look at a bit of the qualifiers, but otherwise, not seen too many of them in action. So looking forward to seeing them tomorrow. But for an inexperienced team, for a team that's come from the qualifiers part, this is a great opportunity, because when you play against a team like India, the world is watching, right? When Indian cricket fans alone are, almost the entire cricketing world. It's a great stage to pull out your A game. It's like, let me be noticed when the world is watching.
Yeah, absolutely. And more than anything else, they'll get the chance to interact with Virat Kohli's and Rohit Sharma and everyone. What they're thinking, how they're preparing. You usually don't get that chance. But when you're qualified for this thing, they are playing. And this is not that they just played qualifiers 3 games and got qualified for Asia Cup. It's their hard work of a year where they play a lot of associated games, and then they basically start playing on those astro-tough wickets to tough wicket, and then
they didn't have a game during COVID, huh?
Yeah,
2 years.
so there is a lot of stages to go through.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they must be looking forward to it, and this is a very big stage for them, as you rightly pointed out. They would like to showcase their skill and try and gauge themselves also, how much is the difference between a quality international player, and they can go back, work hard, and hopefully they can qualify for another 50-over World Cup. And this is a process. It's not like how Bangladesh has come up or Sri Lanka had come up before, how Afghanistan has come up. We are talking about Afghanistan. They were at Hong Kong's shoes maybe 5-6 years back. Now we are talking about Afghanistan might just beat one of the top sides, either India, Pakistan, or big sides. So they've already beaten Bangladesh and Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
They're the top playing test playing nations. So for Hong Kong, yes, they have to get inspired from Afghanistan and learn whatever they can learn from playing against big players.